Hey, what's going on, Principles of Management? This is Mr. Argueta coming to you week number 3. Welcome to week 3. Excited to be here as usual. Here's my cup of coffee. I don't know if I could tilt it enough. Probably not. But anyhow, huge fan of, gotta blink there, The Office. I'm a huge fan of The Office. My daughter bought me this cup when she went to New York. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line it broke. So I actually just texted my daughter. I said, "You want to get me something for my birthday? You can buy me this cup again." But yeah, I'm a big fan of The Office. I think it's one of the best shows that have been made in recent history. And that's it. Today, let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. So today I use the, what's it called? I forgot. Keurig is what it's called. And I use the Pacific Bode coffee to that's basically the Starbucks Pike. The Pacific Bode is the Costco brand of it, but it's made by Starbucks and it's the same coffee. The Starbucks private labels it for Kirkland, which is the Costco brand, and is the same exact coffee as the Pike. So I don't buy the Pike because it's several dollars more. I buy the Costco brand, which is equally as delicious. So cheers to all of you coffee drinkers. I know some of you say you don't drink coffee, but it's been a long day already. It's been a long week already. It's been crazy and hectic. I had a lot of stuff going on, so I apologize for the delay in the videos. I try to get them out as soon as possible, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, guys. But I will say that one thing, these are not pre-recorded videos. So some students will say like, "Oh, I'm surprised that you mentioned current stuff," and that's because I do it week by week, class by class. So it's not something that I have pre-recorded and I just upload. It's something that I actually take time to record for your class specifically. So that's what the delay is. I have to sit down and see what's going on in the class, kind of get information that I want to share with you, and then create the video. So I'm sorry about that, but I also feel like this is actually live. Like if you watch this Wednesday at 1 o'clock, you're going to get fresh right off of the oven the recorded video. Anyhow, that said, let's get to business. So last week went well. We had a great conversation that I'm looking, I'm obviously intrigued about what you posted for your ethics conversation. Some of you have done a great job in sort of addressing the questions that I posed in regards to, is it ever okay to lie? And of course, the question about the trolley, do you kill a child or do you kill 10 adults? All that good stuff. And would you steal if you had to save the life of one of your loved ones? So a lot of you leaned in the different perspectives, and I'm happy to see that some of you, maybe you already knew this or not, but some of you might have not known about the ethical perspective that you lean towards. If you didn't, this is a great way to understand that we make decisions sort of on a and someone mentioned this, and I love the way they communicated it, base by base situation, who's involved, not only who's involved, but, the information that we have. And a lot of times decisions are made in business based with a lack of information. Not only business, even if we look at world decisions, world leaderships, we make decisions, or people make decisions based on the information I have at that moment. And sometimes those decisions turn out to be bad. That we can always look back and say like, oh, I would have decided differently. But we're not in that place at that moment with the information that they have. So I try to not be judgmental with people making a decision that I don't agree with after the fact, because of course, if I had all the information available, readily available to me, I might have taken a different approach. So keep that in mind. There's a great movie. Tom Hanks is the star of it, but it's about Scully. Chelsea maybe or something like that. Scuddy. He's a pilot that landed on the Hudson River. I think it's been over a decade ago that this happened. A plane lost its engines, and he's this expert pilot, and he ends up landing his plane on the Hudson River with, of course, it's a commercial plane with a bunch of passengers, and of course, after the fact, people are criticizing. Well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do? And he finally gets to a point where he says, I think it's called Miracle on the Hudson. But anyhow, he finally gets to a point and says, yeah, if I was sitting with all the information that you guys have, with time to think through it, time to process it, I could have made a different decision. But I did it in a split second. And a lot of our decisions are that way. We make a decision on a split second. And that's where our ethical leanings will basically take control. So it's important for us to know this in business, because when you're put in that position where it's not about legality, and a lot of people confuse ethics with legality. It's not legality. We're not talking about breaking the law. That's obviously wrong in certain areas. We're talking about those situations where it's questionable in business, right? Financials are very, very gray areas, and your ethical perspective is going to lean towards that decision. So you need to know where your limit is in what you're able and not able to do based on your ethical views. So that being said, we move on to this week. And this week, I have you doing a SWOT analysis. So this is a tool. This is a tool that we use in business a lot, especially people that come to me and say, I'm interested in starting a business. I tell them, start off with the very basics, a SWOT analysis. And what that means is business does not exist on a closed environment. We talked about this. Business is part of a system that you're connected to. You can be, as we mentioned last week, the greatest cook. But if no one is buying cakes, then it doesn't matter. If in your area, let's say, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. I make the best cakes in the world. I'm the greatest baker. I do awesome pastries. But I live in an area where people are now conscious of their carb intake, and they're healthy, and they want to lower their sugar intakes and so on. And I'm in a community where people are going gluten-free, sugar-free, keto, and God knows what other diet. Then my business is probably going to have a hard time succeeding in that environment. Right? We talked about this last week in regards to like businesses that come and go. They probably didn't take a moment to do a SWOT analysis and say, what is the strength that my company, my product is going to offer? What is the weakness that I have within my company? And what are the opportunities externally that are happening in this area? And what are the threats that's happening? And the threats, there's so many other analysis that we use, tools that we use in business, Pastel, where it talks about the political environment, the environmental aspects of things, the social aspect of things, the technology driven things. So these are all acronyms, of course, to something else that means something else. So in business, since we are not a closed system, we're an open system, we need the external environments to help us succeed. We analyze those environments to be able to do that. So good example is, why do people always complain about chicken places in Calhoun? I see it all the time in the social media platforms where people are like, great, we have another chicken restaurant. We have another church opening up. We have another whatever happening. Why don't they open up this and open up that? And part of it is because our community in Gordon County support those things that we are so tired of, right? Chicken places opened up and people flood them, right? Burger places open up, people go to them. Taco places open up and people go to them. And those are the taste buds, the flavors that people enjoy, so those things succeed. But even in that environment, we look at, okay, let's say I want to start a taco truck or a taco restaurant or a Mexican restaurant, right? I have to sit down and say, what is the strength that I have that no one else has? What's the one secret thing, the secret sauce, if you may, that I have that no other place has, right? No one else has this thing that I can offer this community. And let's say I'm just brainstorming here. I'm going to start this taco place, and it's going to serve only quality top graded meats for their taco meats, right? And it's going to offer flavors that are unique to me, right? Not just your average taco de carne asada, which is a steak taco. It's going to be a very rich and good flavor, quality meat, prime meat. And I'm only going to get quality ingredients like top level tomatoes and avocados and onions. I'm not just going to grab stuff from Walmart. I'm going to import them in so they can have this rich flavor to it. And when I make my salsa, it's going to taste so much different than everyone else's salsa. So I want it to be a unique experience, a strength that I only have. Sure, I'm not going to sell 99 cents tacos. You want that? You go somewhere else, right? I am going to sell a $2.50 taco because my taco is worth it, right? But what's my weakness? People are cheap in Calhoun. People don't want to pay $2.50, right? So internally, I have to find a way to meet the need of the people while still offering my strength. What are the opportunities, right? Opportunities is I can find a location that's primed to, that's needed, right? I can find a place like, and I'm not part of any chamber, so please forgive me if I'm insulting anyone, but I think the downtown area of Calhoun, after a certain time frame, is dead. It's garbage. There's not much there, right? I don't recall going to Calhoun at 7 p.m., downtown Calhoun, and finding a restaurant that's worth my while. Yes, and I'm not trying to bash anyone that's there, just not my flavors, right? I get what people are going to respond. Yes, there's restaurants there. I know they are. They're just not my type. I'm going to keep it there because I don't want to offend anyone. But I would probably find something more on I-53 or closer to like even closer to the Walmart, somewhere that people can accessibly go to at any time or off of the highway. People come off of the highway. I could put in an advertisement. Those are opportunities that I have. I could put in an advertisement on I-75 where it's like the best taco in the world is going to be found here, and we're open till 11 p.m. Like, I think I'll get some business just off of the highway. I also think there's threats, right? What's the threat? Of course, my man Steve is a threat. Taco House. Taco House is well known. Steve is a wonderful entrepreneur. He's a wonderful person. He's a great guy. The environment's perfect. They get you in, they get you your food. The food tastes good. Salsitas, all these little Mexican restaurants that are hidden in different places of Calhoun, those are threats, right? Those are threats to my business. I have to find a way to compete against them to offer something unique. You get it. So this week, you pick a business, lay it out. Get creative, guys. This is business. I don't want to just see just some generic SWOT analysis. Use the tools available to you. Put effort into this, right? Make it look pretty, presentable. Post it. Let me see what you got. Pick a business that you know. Create a SWOT analysis. And you know what's even better? In your free time, think about this for yourself because it'll help you get a job. Do a SWOT analysis of you. What is your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What opportunities can you match up to your strengths? And what things can you protect yourself as a threat to your well-being, to your future, to your business career? All right, guys, that's about it. My coffee's getting cold. I think that's it for now. Next week's midterm, it's going to be multiple choice. I don't give a study guide because every week you've seen those questions. So I don't want to tell you what to do. Just be wise. Make sure you know what you're studying because I have already exposed it. I don't go back because I think it would be unfair for me to give you the answer to a question you should know. So yes, I don't let you go back and review your wrong answers. You can hate me. I still love you. But I do it to force you to learn that information. Okay? Anyhow, I hope I didn't leave you on a bad note. I still care about you guys. It's raining today, but hey, the sun's coming out soon. So stay happy, stay positive. Guys, I will see you next week. Take care. Don't be strangers. Say hi when you see me around. Bye.